tell me hello. Tell me how you're doing. Tell us where you're from. So if you are watching right this very second over on Facebook and you don't see that little red live button up in the corner, it means you're watching replay. Please hit that. Please write replay, hashtag replay in the comments, and tell us where you're from. We love to know that. So today we are going to work on a little bit of funeral work. This is a little bit of a arrangement than we usually do, but it's really pretty. It's really a really nice gift. We are going to actually place a cross on top of a design bowl, and then we're going to arrange the flowers all the way around. So that's what I'm going to show you how I usually attach it, and then we will go from there. If you are on with us, please tell us hello. Tell us how you're doing today. Tell us where you're from. My Victoria is here with me, and she is going to read the comments. So y'all ask me questions as we go. I would love to answer your questions, and let's just chat because it's so much more fun to design and chat. So this is a long green design bowl. We actually ordered these in a case. I don't even remember how many comes in a case. They are very inexpensive. And we got these, I believe, from Direct Floral. You can get them from most any floral wholesale. They're really pretty inexpensive. They come in this long piece, in this long bowl that holds about a fresh block of floral foam. But you can also get them in the round, and it holds about a third of a block of floral foam. So today I'm going to use the This is an entire block of floral foam that I have soaked, and I taped it into place. Now, I taped it in two places. You can see two strips of green there. I just go all the way around that green bowl because you can't see it with that green tape. This tape is called a waterproof tape. We've always called it bulldog tape, and I'm not sure why we called it bulldog tape, but it's just a waterproof green tape that I have taped that floral foam into. Now, anytime you are using fresh floral foam, soak it first. That is the most important thing when using floral foam, that you soak it first, okay? Now, I use foam called Thirsty Foam. It's from a company called Ludwig, and I have found it works really great. Most often people will call this Oasis foam, but Oasis is a brand. It's actually not the foam itself, that's the brand. And so I always call it fresh floral foam because I don't use Oasis brand. So that's the reason. This is a cross that we have here in our shop. It is actually on a pedestal. I am going to pull the price tag off because it would be nice if I didn't send a gift with a price tag on it. So I am going to take this cross that sits on like a little base, and I am going to place it right on top of my floral foam. And how I'm going to attach it is I am going to use a couple of large rubber bands. Now, you can tape it. I always find taping wood often will pull the stain off the wood, and I certainly don't want to do that. I want to keep the stain intact. I want the cross to be able to be pretty and used when when all of the flowers are gone. So I am going to take this rubber band. I am going to come around my container. And you have to kind of be careful because it cuts into that floral foam. So be careful because that rubber band will cut into the floral foam. So I'm just taking that rubber band and just sliding it right over that dish. I'm going to set my cross in place, and I am just sliding that rubber band right over the base of that cross.
You have lots and lots of hellos.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello.
Joyce Ratley says, "Hi, sweet lady. So happy I caught you live today. I love watching your videos. You're amazing at designing, and you're a precious soul."
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I just attached that cross with that rubber band. The cross is not going to go anywhere. That's just going to hold it right in place. Now, of course, you have to be careful with it, but it is going to keep that cross in place without it going anywhere. I just took and kind of did a little crisscross with that rubber band. I just kind of wrapped it around and around.
Chris Fry says, so weird. I was literally just watching your YouTube video of you doing the same arrangement with the glass cross from 9 months ago.
How funny is that? That's so interesting, isn't it? Well, we had this order, and that's really exactly where I got this idea again. When they came, they wanted to attach a cross into the arrangement, and so they picked out one with a base, which I was so excited about because it's so much easier with a base than a cross with a base than one that would hang, because then you have to figure out how to put a stake on it. And so the base makes it really easy to attach it to the arrangement. So you can see how I just kind of crisscrossed that rubber band. That's just holding it in place. It's not going to go anywhere. Of course, be careful. I'm not saying let it turn flips, but it should keep it in place. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by adding my foliage. And the reason is it's going to be a little easier to work to tuck my flowers in if I add my greenery. And so I'm going to start out with a little bit of leather leaf or baker's fern. I'm just going to take it and break it into smaller pieces.
On YouTube, Miss D says hello. She's doing wonderfully well today, especially now seeing you live this afternoon. She prays you're doing well also.
Thank you, sweet Miss D. I'm so glad you're here.
Miss Melinda says, love seeing you live. Linda Sue says, good afternoon.
So glad you're here, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you.
Miss Shelley Easley says, hi ladies, hope you enjoyed your birthday, Monty. My son shares your birthday and turned 35.
Aww. I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you, thank you.
And Miss Sandra on YouTube says, hi from Scotland. Beautiful cross. Good to have designs for Easter coming up.
Absolutely. This would be a lovely design for Easter. You are so right. This would be a perfect Easter design.
Oh, Facebook is really loving you in your blouse today.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you.
Sue Beth says, clever and no anchor tape stuck on it.
That's right. You know, the anchor tape just wants to pull off that stain or any kind of paint that might be on it. And so I try to do my best not to damage the gift. We want to make sure that the gift is intact.
Kathy Shaw asks, will the water from the foam hurt the bottom of the cross?
It shouldn't. It is a wooden cross. We shouldn't have any problems with it hurting it.
Miss Cheryl from Michigan says, hi Monty and Victoria, how are you today? And did you have a nice dinner, Mexican dinner last night?
I did. Yes, ma'am. I sure did. So I am just taking this leather leaf, and you can see I'm just kind of breaking it into small pieces, pressing it right down into that floral foam. Now you can see how my rubber band is kind of showing right there at the top. I may have to add a little bit of ribbon up there at the top to cover that rubber band, but that's not a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and probably add that, but that way it'll cover my little mechanics, because I always try to do that.
Mackenzie Marissa Lynn. Oh, Marissa Lynn, thank you for sharing our live video.
Thank you, friend. We appreciate that so much.
Thank you to Missy and Black and White Spots also for sharing our live video.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Okay, leather leaf is in place. Next, I am going to come in with some Italian ruscus. Using my floral knife, I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces. I do not need it quite as long as it actually comes. So I took and removed a couple of the little pieces off the bottom. I'm going to save these. This week is prom week, so I'm going to save those.
High School is here to pick up.
It's in the front cooler, baby. It's a single yellow rose for, I think track.
Okay, yeah.
So I am saving all of these little pieces. I was saying, sorry about that. I am saving these pieces. It's prom week, and so we will use these little extra pieces in corsages or boutonnieres. So if you have something small coming up that you can use small tiny pieces, save those. Don't toss them. Save those, and you can tuck them in a hydration chamber, and they will stay fresh for you until it's time to use them. If you are interested in knowing what a hydration chamber is, check out my video I did over on Facebook this afternoon explaining how to build one.
Mackenzie, Shannon, Shenanigans, and Corliss Morgan, too. Thank you for the follows on TikTok.
So glad you're here, guys. Thank you for watching.
Tammy and Missy both say hello. Oh, and user 8342 says hello.
Hello, guys. Hello. So glad you are here.
Alexandra Silva on Facebook says, beautiful idea. I'll make it at our Easter. Thank you. Kisses from Portugal.
So glad you're here, friend. Thank you.
Judy Calloway says, I love your videos. I've been trying to learn from you and do my own cemetery flowers.
Oh, that's wonderful. Please share pictures. We would love to see pictures. Anytime you guys make arrangements, we'd love to see them. Share them with us.
Miss Cheryl says, I got you live. Happy April Fool's Day, Monty. Hope you had a special birthday yesterday. And how is your mama doing?
Mama's doing great. She is doing really good. Thank you for checking. I actually talked to her this afternoon. Our local high school had a plant sale. They do a plant sale to help with their FFA. And so we went to, are we already going dark?
Oh no, I was just going to
Okay. So we went to their little plant sale, and I bought her a couple of plants. And so I called to see, Robbie took them over to her. Called to see what she thought about her plant. She was excited. So what I did, y'all, is I just took a little bit of that Italian ruscus, and I just laid it right up underneath this rubber band right here. I do have a little lemon leaf salal that I'm going to take, and so I'm trying to just take and camouflage where I have those rubber bands. And that way I don't have to put a big old bow on this. This is for a man, and he happened to be a Marine, so we're going to do it in marine colors. But look at how I just kind of laid that greenery just right up. I lifted that little rubber band and just laid a couple of pieces of that ruscus right up underneath.
Robin Duran over on YouTube says, happy belated birthday, Monty.
Thank you.
Miss D says, I did not know it was your birthday. Happy birthday, blessings to you, Monty.
Thank you, Miss D. Thank you. Yesterday was my birthday. So March the 31st.
User 8342, he says he's Sean from Kentucky.
Hello. Welcome. So glad you're here.
Bo Breeze asks if that is Italian ruscus.
It is Italian ruscus. It is. So I used a little bit of leather leaf and then a little bit of Italian ruscus. And you can see I just took a little piece of that lemon leaf salal. And I am just kind of tucking it underneath that rubber band to just camouflage that rubber band a little bit. Because, of course, we won't have flowers up there, but we can have some pretty greens.
Thank you, Jen and Bubbles, for following us over on TikTok.
Okay, so we've got it. Thank you for follows, guys. Thank you for hitting that follow button. Thank you. So we've got it all greened out. You can see my cross kind of right there in the center. Next, we're going to come in with some flowers. So this gentleman was a Marine. So they wanted marine colors. So they wanted reds and yellows, kind of a golden yellow. So we are going to use these are red freedoms. We are going to use, there's our bright, pretty red freedoms. Match my sweater really well, don't they? And then we're going to use some yellow button mums. Pretty little buttons. We are going to use some yellow cremones, which are these. Cremones are just a chrysanthemum. It's a single bloom chrysanthemum. It's in the same family as our button mums, but they're just the larger single blooms. We've got a little bit of Solidago aster, and then we've got an oriental lily. And so we're going to start out, what are we going to start out with? Let's start out with our chrysanthemums first. So I'm going to take and strip off a little bit of the greenery that's on the stem. using my floral knife, I'm going to cut that stem at an angle. I am only going to do this one-sided. Because it's going to be sitting on a table, its back is going to be up against kind of the wall. So I'm just going to do a one-sided arrangement. I'm going to take that chrysanthemum, that cremone, I cut it at an angle and I pressed it right down into that fresh floral foam.
Bass Lady 370232, thank you for the follow on TikTok.
Thank you, friend. So glad you're here.
Miss Angie Ham says hello. She says she loved seeing all your birthday photos and glad you got to celebrate. This design will be beautiful, so uplifting for the deceased family. The cross is so inspirational. Love your blouse. It's so springy and looks stunning on you.
Oh, thank you.
She says, have a great evening, and how are your parents?
They are both doing wonderful. Yes, my sister had my great nephew this afternoon. She kept him today, and so they went to visit. So Lincoln was helping plant plants in Mama's pots today. And then they walked down to the mailbox. Robbie's got all these pictures she shares in the family group. So this is Solidago Aster. So we've had fun loving on that baby boy of ours. I'm just taking these pieces that I stripped off. I'm just cutting that stem at an angle and I'm just tucking them right down into that floral foam. Just kind of all the way throughout the arrangement. I hate to waste. So anytime you can use it, use those little smaller pieces that you pulled off.
Irma Espinoza, thank you for the follow on TikTok.
Thank you, friend. So glad you're here.
Janine Marshall over on YouTube says hello, good evening to you both.
Hello, so glad you're here.
Rhea Norman says those are beautiful yellow mums.
Aren't they pretty, Rhea? They're so bright. Now we ordered, I ordered 2 different boxes of mums this week. We ordered white because white goes with everything. And then we ordered a mixed box of cremones. And so we got, what did we get? Purples, and we got yellows, and we got greens.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of different fun colors of those cremones. And you know, I love yellow. I love yellow. So I think yellow always looks pretty in an arrangement.
Mary Beth Raymond says, I love that arrangement. The cross is beautiful.
Thank you, Miss Mary Beth. Thank you.
Robbie Richardson says, great to see you at the high school plant sale this morning.
That was so fun, Miss Robbie. I cannot wait to go and plant all my plants. Did you get lots of pretty treasures?
Dawn Miller says, I hope you got some plants too for your birthday.
I did, Miss Dawn. Thank you for my sweet card. You are so thoughtful. Thank you. I'll send you pictures. Thank you. So next I'm going to take our little button mums. I cut it pretty short and I'm just going to kind of nestle it in. Now every once in a while you will get some of these button mums that have pretty long little stems on the individual blooms. So this is what you would call a spray mum because it's got lots of little tiny blooms on one stem. Now these are not very long stems, so I'm unable to really use them kind of throughout the arrangement. Maybe this one's a little longer. I'm going to take, like some of these are just a smidge longer, so I'll take and cut the individual bloom or the individual, little flower. Leave that stem as long as you can. Give it a little cut and nestle it in. But if you can, these are always fun to cut and then tuck in deep into smaller, shorter containers. Now sometimes the little bud will break, so I'm going to take my snips and just snip that one out because I don't want that broken little bloom sticking out there.
Martina Ramirez says, long time no see.
Hello, so glad you're here.
Janet Ezekiel says the arrangement already looks beautiful with just the greenery.
Aw, thank you.
Gloria says yellow photographs very well.
Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? It's so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to take these little red roses. These are called Freedom Roses. Some of these little petals have bumps and bruises, so just remove them. They are bumped or bruised. Just go ahead and pop those off, and I'm going to tuck our red roses kind of throughout our arrangement. My words didn't come. Now you don't see me wiring these roses, and it's strictly because I'm cutting them really short.
Concone says, you've taught me to really appreciate yellow flowers. They are a happy flower.
They are so happy, aren't they?
Rhea says, Mark was doing some DIY on the house. Billy and Eric were on the top of the kitchen cupboards. I'd have been there too if I could have fitted.
Oh, I love your kitty cats. Thank you for sending us that sweet Christmas card with your babies on it. Because now we know exactly who you're talking about. We love it. And every once in a while, Victoria and I will just be talking about Billy and Eric. You know Billy and Eric. Just like we know them. Like we've spent time with your babies. Whoop, I just threw that on the floor.
Rolling Brown says, I can see you are making another beautiful arrangement. Hello to all of you and hope you've had a great day.
Hello, sweet friend. We've had a wonderful day. How about you? I threw my flower on the floor, so I ran around and got it.
The Magnolia Tree on TikTok says, I opened my new location on Maine this week. We've been doing good. We are in a rough patch, though, from missing a week of work.
Oh, bless your heart. I know it's tough, isn't it? It's tough when you get out of that routine.
I Need More Cowbell says hi.
Hello, friend. Hello. Guys, do me a great big favor. If you are enjoying this video and learning something, if you would hit that thumbs up or a heart, what that does is it helps our little flower shop to grow. The more interaction we have from you guys, the more our little flower shop will grow on the different platforms. So we would love for you to do that, and if you would share this video for me, hit that share button and share this video. It's just a free way to support our little flower shop. Now these are Oriental lilies. They're pretty tight. They came in today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one of these blooms off. I'm going to very carefully run my finger right down in, and I'm going to try to remove the pollen. I always try to do that because when this pollen, these little stamens open up, they are going to get yellow pollen all over these pretty lilies. So I try to remove it if I can get my fingers on it. And those are the little stamens. Just pull those right out anytime you can. Pull them right out because that is going to help keep them from staining people's clothes or staining the lily itself. So I'm just taking that little stem and pressing it in, and that's kind of a bruised bloom, and I hate that. So I'm going to grab another lily because those are bruised.
Janine Marshall says she loves the arrangement.
Thank you so very much. Let's see if I can find another lily. Maybe I can find one that's a little more open.
Hello, Maureen and Glenda and Jocelyn. Thank you so much for being here today. Miss Donna, you have more rain coming. I transplanted my red. Oh, that sounds lovely, Miss Donna.
You went, oh!
She's talking about she transplanted her red cabbage and her Roma tomatoes.
Ooh.
That's right there. See?
Getting ready. Yum.
Miss Mary Beth. Oh, Miss Mary Beth, I have a lot of cats, so I would have to. She's asking what color all my cats are.
They're mostly gray, aren't they?
Most of them are gray. We got a new kitty cat, a girl kitty cat, and she's like, she is one of those, like, she has the brown in her, but she's brown and black stripes. She's not a true brown, I guess. And when she came, a black cat came out of nowhere, so he's been hanging out of the house, around the house.
So she brought her boyfriend.
Yeah. So there's a black cat. Most of them are gray. I think 2 of them are tabbies and just have lots and lots of stripes. So the girl is just, she's pretty brown and black, and the boy striped is like whites with black stripes. And it looks like a dark gray. He's just all kinds of different colors.
But they're not bright colored cats. All of them are kind of
Yeah.
muted grays and blacks and.
Yeah. So we have. Oh, good gosh.
Y'all got 5?
We have
Look at her counting on her. If y'all could see her, she's counting on her fingers. 2, 3, 8, 7.
We have 5. If I include the black cat that just showed up.
And he doesn't have a name yet?
No, but the girl doesn't either. No, we have 6. I forgot about one of them. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
We brought him to our house, but he hangs out at the neighbor's house. I forgot about him.
All right, so here is our arrangement. It is not a very expensive arrangement. They chose the gift, of course. They bought the cross, and then they wanted flowers around it. So it's roughly about $60, $65 worth of flowers, and then our cross was a separate sale. I want to say the cross was $39.99. Next, I am going to come in to finish it. I'm going to add just a little bit of aspidistra. So aspidistra is also called cast iron plant. They're just leaves that just kind of grow up. It reminds you a little bit of a peace lily in the way the leaf looks. I am going to take it and I'm just rubbing it right on my blue jeans. I'm just kind of shining it up. They're kind of, sometimes when they're watered, they kind of get little water spots. So I'm just taking it, I cut that stem, and I'm just pressing it right down into my foam. Just take that, rub it right on my pants, remove those little water spots. I'm going to take this one now. I showed you yesterday, I used an aspidistra leaf yesterday on the live over on Facebook. I'm going to show you really quickly how to, there are 2 ways that you can make just a little loop. Kind of like a little loop of ribbon, but it's just a leaf. You can take it and catch the tip here and just catch it right here at the base of the leaf, and then you can take a little piece of wire and do it that way, or you can take the stem and pierce the leaf. I often will do it the first way where I just take the wire, but you can pierce that leaf. The only reason I don't often pierce it because they tear pretty easy. But I'm just taking, I made a little loop. I'm just tucking that little loop right down into that foam.
On TikTok, Michelle, L&E Creations says, I love that cross.
Thank you, thank you.
Sequined Flamingo 21 says, very pretty, I love the yellow.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Let's see, Shonda from Dust to Beauty says, hey, hey.
Hello, sweet friend, welcome.
And the Magnolia Tree says, yes, but the Lord has us all in his hand. He always brings the little blessings.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Did we
I'm
go dark?
so sorry, y'all. I did not
Are
even
they
know
telling
that.
you?
Yeah. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
Victoria.
I'm so sorry.
We are dark over here.
Misty on YouTube says, what a lovely Easter cross floral arrangement.
Yes, and wouldn't this be pretty using the same technique but maybe using some Easter lily blooms? You could cut the blooms off of the plant and tuck those in.
Thank you, Miss Janine and Miss Sandra, for letting me know about that. I apologize that took so long. Miss Linda Sue says, Victoria, I bet you can drop some of those cats off at Monty's house, LOL.
I don't know. I have a stinky cat in my house. Binks is my black and white. He has, he's mostly black with a little white on his chest. But now he's my stinky boy. He thinks that he's the boss of everybody. And he bosses even all the children. I think I'm the only one that he loves. Victoria, would you say?
Oh, yeah.
And then I have a Norman. And Norman James is my 13-year-old. He is yellow and white. And he's like the most passive cat I have ever met in my entire life. And the black cat tries to boss him. And he's like, I'm not talking to you, Binks. He will knock him out if he needs to.
Maria says, when my eldest Harris was born, Mark brought me a huge bunch of red and yellow flowers into the maternity ward. It's a shame you can't take flowers in anymore.
Aww.
Dallas Wharton asks, can you remind me how to remove lily pollen from clothing?
Okay, the simplest way to remove pollen from your clothes, if you get it on your blouse or on your pants, there's lots of sunshine right now. Lay it right into the sunshine. It doesn't even have to go outside. If sun is pouring inside through the window, as long as you lay it in direct sun, it is going to absorb that pollen. It is magic. It's absolute magic. And just lay it in that sunshine, and you'll watch it over time. It'll completely absorb all of that pollen.
Miss Linda Sue.
All right, there is our arrangement, y'all.
Oh, let's see, we have a lot of, I need more cowbell. Thank you for the 100 roses.
Oh, wow. Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Miss Mary Beth, my family, our childhood kitty cat was a calico, and her name was Callie, too.
I had a calico named Sweetie.
Concone says, my niece's little Yorkie, Indy, just had a birthday and is now 98 years young in doggy years. The same age as my sweet mama.
Wow.
Miss Amy asks if you had a wonderful birthday. She says hers is tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday to you, Amy, one day early. Happy birthday. It was wonderful. Thank you. Owen and Victoria got me a plant to go on my patio. They got me a mandevilla, which I love mandevillas. They are they are really hardy, and they're very drought tolerant, which is always wonderful. But they yellow, and I've never had a yellow before, so I'm really excited to see how the yellow does. It's a little smaller bloom than the red ones I normally get, so I'm so excited. And then my plans are, several people gave me money to go and buy stuff for my porch, so I'm going to get a new wind chime, I think, and I'm going to get several plants to add to pots. And then I'm going to plant some seeds. But I am so excited. Thank you for asking. It was lovely.
Don Miller says, I thought my boo would want to go out after the weather changed. He looks out, watches the birds, but has no interest in going out.
He's like, Mama, are you crazy? Her boo actually just came up too. He decided that he would be hers. Kind of like our Osa. Sometimes it's wonderful when they choose us, isn't it? It's so fun when they choose us. I miss that boy, that stinky boy.
Miss Mary Beth asks, do the bigger football mums only grow in the fall, or can you get them all year round?
You can usually get them year round. Now they're a little pricier than some of the other mums, and they shatter really easily. They are so lovely though. They are fun to work with, but they do, if you bump them, they'll shatter where they'll just shed completely. But yes, you can get them usually year round. Those chrysanthemums you can. Now sometimes the color scheme depends. Like maroon is always going to be autumn. All of the deep, like the burnt oranges are usually autumn. But usually we can get chrysanthemums year round. It just depends on the color scheme. You know, if it's real autumn colors, they usually only grow them in the fall.
Don Miller says Binks likes to listen to the devotions in the morning.
He's so funny. He loves to be in on the devotion. Doesn't he, Miss Dawn? He is so funny.
User 4154, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's see, Veronica's Ballon Design LLC says, hi, it's so pretty.
Hello, thank you, friend. Thank you. So this arrangement we'd made, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the video, I made it in a low design bowl. It's just a green design bowl. I don't know if I held it up, if y'all could see. There's just the green design bowl right up underneath. And I'm spilling a little bit of water out. I took a full block of fresh floral foam. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts, guys, over on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I took the foam and I taped it into place. I taped it in 2 separate places. And then I added all of my greenery. Nope, I added my cross first and then all of my greenery. Now the way I inserted the cross was I simply took large green rubber bands and put those rubber bands around the base of that cross, so it is staying right in place. And then we added our greenery and our flowers. The greenery includes leather leaf. I just used baker's fern or leather leaf fern on the base. Then I came in with Italian ruscus. I used some aspidistra leaves and just a touch of lemon leaf to kind of cover up my mechanics here. And then our flowers include yellow cremones, yellow buttons, yellow solidago, red roses, and a couple of stems of white lilies tucked in.
Davy says hello from Chicago. I love your arrangement.
Thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you.
Miss Linda Sue says her cat is the thug of her neighborhood.
Oh, is he? Well, Binks doesn't go far. He usually stays at home, but he's the thug in the house. I have to make sure that he allows the yellow cat to eat. And Binks is so fat. How do you get one to lose weight? Because y'all, like, he is a ton, isn't he, Victoria? Like, if you pick him up, he's a ton.
He's a little round.
And then my yellow cat's so dang skinny. And so I've never had a cat that you couldn't free feed. Like, we've always free feeded. How do you say that?
Free fed.
There you go. Free fed, that's the word. But Binks, honey, eats everybody's food. He's like, scoot over, I'm eating this food. I'm so hungry. You're like, you're not hungry, fat cat.
Maria says, I have a wind chime made from old silver spoons and forks with little glass balls.
Ooh.
It's been packed away for a while. I'm going to go get it out.
You need to get that out. I love a wind chime.
Yeah, and they're saying it's
Any more
beautiful.
questions? Are we good? Guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We will be back tomorrow over on Facebook. So if y'all have not checked us out over on Facebook, please do. We are on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So go and hit the follow button on all of those platforms. We are Flowers by the Bunch on all the platforms, but on Instagram, we're Flowers by the Bunch. Is it Mississippi?
Flowers by the Bunch MS.
MS. So check us out on all those platforms. Hit that follow button. Come follow us there. We do a live just like this every day over on Facebook. And then we try to do a live on Tuesdays and Thursdays on TikTok and YouTube. So y'all check us out. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will be back tomorrow. I love you. We'll see you soon.